Uncle C, back in the office, and in today's video, I'm going to be discussing the number one thing that most women do not want you to know when you are dating. Okay, now in order to clarify this topic, in order to go extremely deep with this topic, here's what I'm going to be doing today. Not only am I going to be describing what that one thing is in a way where you have more clarity than you probably ever have had before, but I'm also going to be weaving in a few of the stories from some of the guys inside of the Masculinity Blueprint, which is a product I made years ago to help men in every way, shape, and form when it comes to living their best dating life. Now, over the years, we've had over 3,000 members enroll into this, okay? And I'm going to be, and here's the truth. The truth is, like, over the years, I probably haven't given these guys enough credit. You know, like, I talk about the topics on this channel, but I never actually have really shown anybody just, like, how serious guys have taken MBT and ultimately the, like, insanely cool transformative results that they've gotten. Now, when I first started this, the community was hosted on Facebook. And we had over, like 2,800 to 3,000 members in that. What happened is eventually we had to switch over to a different platform for, reasons that I'm not going to go into. But we lost around half the members. So right now you can see, like, I'll put it up on the screen, we have 1,681 guys in this community. Now, for this quarter's enrollment, we're going to be capping this community off at 2,000, which means if you do the math, 2,000 minus 1,681, you're looking at exactly 319 spots open. So let's dive in. The number one thing that women do not want you to know when you are dating is ultimately your own value as a man. So take a look at, like, this first guy I'm going to show you who's in MBT. Okay. He goes, went to the movies for the first date and I told her that we were going to sneak in, but she didn't want to, but ended up following my lead anyways, and we did it. After we went to the park and things escalated pretty quickly, we ended up making out for like 30 minutes, and I would say that this is a success. Now, let me tell you the difference when a man actually knows and understands his value and understands these principles as to how to carry himself versus when he doesn't. Even just the fact of, taking the lead on a date, taking the lead on an interaction, having a woman who is very invested into him. What that comes from is that comes from the stance of knowing one's own value. Okay, and knowing the value as to how to demonstrate that. Now, a lot of guys, they think that they can only show that on the physical. They think it's either looks, it's either money, or it's either status. When in actuality, the way to get the woman to feel the correct way about you, it goes much deeper than that. It's going to be the words that you're saying, the way that those words are spoken, the context as to which those words are described and laid out. And only when it's in the correct fashion, which is exactly what I've shown thousands of these men inside of MBT, when it's done in the correct fashion, not only can you attract the woman that you want, but you can ultimately keep her and know that you can have lasting companionship with the exact people that you wanted. And I find that very important, actually being the chooser, not just the one waiting to be chosen. It comes from knowing one's own value, but once you know that value, knowing how to demonstrate it. If we take a look at another guy I'm going to put up on the screen, his name's Robbie, okay? He goes, what's up, guys? The fam and I rented a beach house for the weekend. Within 30 minutes of me arriving, I approached a girl who walked by, got the number, and proceeded to set a date that night. She picked me up, we grabbed ice cream, started a bonfire, made out a little, and enjoyed the beach. I want you to just place yourself in this guy's shoes for a second. How many times have you ever seen a woman that you thought was attractive, or you saw a woman with a great personality? Maybe you liked the way that person was, like the aura or the vibe, and you thought, oh man, I wish I had the confidence to actually go up there and approach. I wish I had the confidence just to walk up and say hello. I'm going to go deep for a second and explain to you why men don't necessarily have that today. They come from the default lower value mindset. The number one thing that women don't want you to know is your own value as a man and what that value is when it's brought to the table. Now, when a guy can demonstrate, just like Robbie did, how he can not only approach, but then he can make that connection, and then he can set a date, and then he can go take her to a bonfire, and they can have an amazing experience, that shows amazing companionship. That shows amazing value, okay? Not only that, that shows slight competition anxiety, because the woman that he spoke to and that he went on a date with, she will know in the back of her head that if Robbie can do that with her, chances are Robbie can do that with whichever woman that he chooses. This is going to make competition anxiety rise to ultimately ensure that she pursues you, and potentially having a long-term lasting relationship, which I know a lot of guys want. They just don't know how to do it correctly. Now, keep in mind, I have multiple links in the bio, so that way you can be part of MBT if you want to be part of the 319 seats that are currently open before we close enrollment completely for this quarter. Okay, let's look at another couple of these. Okay, here's a guy, right? He has a different name on his Discord server profile, but that's beside the point. He goes, had a first date with a girl that I approached on Saturday while she was jogging. We did a tour with our bicycles, had ice cream afterwards, and she texted me that same evening that she wanted to meet again on Wednesday. This was a first date win, he goes. How many times have you ever made the excuse why you can't approach? Keep in mind, this girl that he was interested in, she was jogging. There's so many guys that say, oh, you know, I can't make the approach because now she's jogging, she's at the gym, now she's with friends, she's with family. There's always something. And if there's always something, you're never going to do it. Like, just let that sink in for a second. The reason why this program has been such a hit, the reason why I've been able to share this with thousands and thousands of men across the globe, the reason why so many men are getting testimonials like this is because when they understand how to use masculine behavioral techniques in the correct fashion, they start to truly internalize that this is not a quick fix. This is not a one-time quick fix, right? This is not something you use once and you're done. This is a way inside of the Masculinity Blueprint Accelerator to handle your dating life forever, to ensure that the quality of companions you've always wanted to attract, you can attract because you actually have a process. There's one more that stands out in my mind today that I want to show you. It's going to be from Jack. Jack goes, yo, this is actually the best investment I have ever made in my life that I can think of. Less than 1 month into this program, I have a girlfriend who is absolutely obsessed with me. After being single for years with no idea why. Now keep in mind just how important that piece is, with no idea why. It's not that most guys are lazy. It's not that most guys don't know how to take action. It's that if they did take action, they don't even know the right steps to do it. So that way they get the result that they want. So that way there is no risk of rejection. There is no risk of fear of loss. And they can truly come from a confident and congruent standpoint. He goes, the first 3 weeks has been absolutely mind-opening. I can't wait to see the rest of this program. Guys, this video course did not only take me years to make, but this is something that I've been tried and true proud of because it's part of the flagship experience that I've created here inside of Headman. So to conclude this video, why is it that most women don't want you to know your own worth? It's because it raises that competition anxiety. And when a woman truly wants a specific man or the man that she's always been interested in, one of the heightened anxiety experiences with that is fear of loss. And that's why ultimately, if you know how to do these steps in the correct order, not only do you have control of your own dating life, but you finally have the internal confidence from the inside out that radiates and shines through. Okay? And that's something that looks, money, or status can't buy. This is something deep, and this is something internal. So to conclude this video, like I said, there's multiple links below if you want to be part of the 319 available seats. And what I'm going to do every single day for the rest of Q2 is I'm going to explain exactly how many seats we have left before we actually shut down enrollment into this community. When we hit that 2,000 cap, there's going to be no more. So hit the like button, guys, comment and subscribe. Let me know what you want to see next, and we will see you in the next one.